Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Sue Kremer. Today we're doing simple stamping. Actually, this week we're going to be doing simple stamping. So today I'm on Facebook, and I'll, if the recording goes well, I will put it on YouTube tomorrow. And then Wednesday at 7:30 Central Time, I will be live on YouTube, again doing simple stamping. That one's going to be a little different. But today I have this fun technique using a new product called a blending brush. So, that video is really bad. So I'll talk real quick and then we'll switch things out here. Hello, thank you for joining me. So these are all the places I am on the internet. I hope you find me and let me know if you have any questions, or if you can't find me, that works too. So this is the technique we're going to be doing with our blending brushes. So let's get rid of this and maybe that will help. I do need lined paper though, so I'm going to use a piece of just loose leaf paper. So the blending brushes, once you get your January through June mini catalog, they are on page 70. I think people are going to miss them a lot. Being on page 70 of, I don't know, 150 pages, 90 pages, I don't know, a lot, 92 pages. I think they might get missed and overlooked, so that's why I'm talking about them today. Oh, I believe they're $12 for 3 of them. You can see I've used this one, but I just rinsed it in water this afternoon to clean it, because I do use it with our dye ink, so it should wash out with water. So while we're waiting for more people to join us, there's 2 things I want to talk about. I'll leave these cards here so you have something pretty to look at while you listen to me talk. We were just notified last week that the supplier that makes us our Whisper White products has closed. Their mill closed unexpectedly due to COVID. So Stampin' Up! Has found another supplier for that. And there are 7 items that are affected by that. I don't think they're changing prices. It's going to be called Whisper White instead of, Basic White instead of Whisper White. And this is going to affect cardstocks that are 12 by 12, 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 11 thick. The assorted Memories and More cards with envelopes, the Whisper White note cards and envelopes, and then 2 sizes of Whisper White envelopes. The medium and the 3 by 3 will now be called Basic White, and I believe there'll be new numbers. And I can't remember. I think the prices are staying the same. So as they run out of Whisper White, hopefully they'll have the Basic White in stock and they'll be able to substitute for you. So let me know if you have any trouble with that or questions. And then the other thing is, during December, Anne says get them quick. You mean the Whisper White? They did testing comparing Whisper White to the new Basic White, and I think they're going to be very similar. So anyway, it's interesting. I had just bought cardstock and envelopes. And then during December, I am offering a card kit. I'm going to send people who order from me during the month of December a card and then a kit for them to make a second card, the same or similar. I haven't quite figured everything out yet. But I have somebody who ordered from me that selected no contact. And to me, that means you don't want me to contact you. So although I know your name and I have an email, I choose not to contact you because you said, don't contact me. If you did that by mistake, and I think that happens quite often, contact me and I will send you the kits. Hopefully you know who you are. I get those every so often, like once a quarter, somebody does a no contact, and I can't send them a thank you or whatever I might have going on that month. So, all right, enough talking. Let's get busy. So with this technique, we're using the, now I'm all flustered, sorry. These are called blending brushes, and I don't know if you can tell. Sorry, it might be. They are, I don't know, thousands, million, I don't know, a lot. They're really fine brushes, and it's a brush. So I wondered how different it was to our sponges. So I did this. The same colors. These were this was done using the sponge, and I pounced it. So these are our sponges, and I just pounced it. This was done using the sponges. See, the same colors. And I swirled it. So I started off the paper, and then I swirled to get that. You can see there's still some texture there. And then this is what I got using the brushes, and I'll demonstrate this for you tonight. So it's just a very gentler, it's a different look. So, I mean, sometimes I'm going to want that look. Sometimes I'm going to want this look. It's just another tool we have in our stash to use with our inks. So stamps, ink, and paper. All right. So to do this technique, and I think I like to use lined paper, and I'm waiting for this to catch up. Oh, I'm sorry. The blending brushes are $12, and you do get 3 of them. So there are my dirty ones, and there's my clean ones. So I'm gonna wait till my video catches up. I'm hoping that this will be okay. So I have pre-cut Whisper White, soon to be Basic White cardstock. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use these lines, and this is a post-it just at the top. I'm gonna line it up there, and then I'm gonna use a second one. Oh, hopefully this won't be too bad. And this is the width of the space I'm gonna put ink in. I love this card. I just think the colors are so dainty. So let's put it here. And using lined paper, I make sure that's perfectly straight. I'm gonna take my cardstock, and I want it on this side for this one. And I'm gonna line it up here, and so that should be perfectly straight. As you can see, I've got, maybe ½ an inch there. It just doesn't look straight to me. This one might be a little crooked. So this is it is very key in getting these straight so that you get a nice straight. All right, I should show you that on one of these, I forget which one, the sponging one where I swirled it, I did have, it moved on me, and so I got the green wider than it was supposed to. Cardstock has 2 sides, so you wouldn't have known that if I hadn't shown you. So hopefully this is going to be straight. That looks straight to me. And I've chosen some colors. I don't know how they're going to go together. I haven't practiced this other than with those colors. I haven't practiced with these colors. Gray Granite, I love the color, and we don't use it. I don't use it often enough. So I'm going to let you decide if I'm going to use Rich Raspberry or Blackberry Bliss. The Blackberry Bliss is very dark, and if I put it on too heavy, it'll look black. So I would go light-handed with that. So let me know which one of those you want me to use. And then I thought a blue would be interesting. Oh, I guess that's a green. Well, I thought one of these 3 would be interesting with that and one of those 2. And then I have Pacific Point, Garden Green, and Pretty Peacock. I'm using Pretty Peacock a lot these days because it is going to be retiring on May 2nd. So I do like that one. So let's see if, I know my video is delayed compared to where I am videoing. So I'm going to get started with the Gray Granite, and then you let me know what colors, and if I don't hear, I'm just going to probably use Blackberry Bliss and Peacock. And if that's fine with you, then that's fine. All right, so just regular ink pad, and I'm going to use my clean one. I'm just going to tap and get some ink on there. You can see, just right in the middle. It is rounded. I don't know if you can tell. These are very nice brushes. I'm very pleased with it. So I'm going to start on the paper because you're going to get a splotch. That'd be kind of interesting. So I have lots of ideas on things we can do with this. So I'm just swirling around. More ink, start on the side and blend into the middle. I'm going to go about third since we're using 3. Oh, Melissa says Rich Raspberry and Pretty Peacock. Hello, Lori. Ann says what Melissa said. All right, so Rich Raspberry. Oh, you said Rich Raspberry and Pretty Peacock. All right, Rich Raspberry it is, unless somebody else says something otherwise. All right, so I'm going to swirl, swirl. I want it a little more even. There we go. You can always clean off the brush. This is my wet paper towel. You can see it isn't even coming off on there. So there's our Gray Granite. We'll do Rich Raspberry in the middle. And I do have kind of a pinky sponge or pinky brush. So that's going to do, I would like a few, I think one more set of these. I'm going to start off on the side and blend into the middle. Oh, that's pretty. Good choice, Melissa. So I'm just blending, blending. I mean, you could make it really light. Maybe I'll do another one and make it just really pale. See it? There we go, rich raspberry. And there's my blue one with pretty peacock. Tap, tap, tap to get some ink on our brush and start off. Make sure you can see me and then just blend in. Oop, it moved. I'm not sure what moved, I think this paper did. Oh well. If it's not too bad, then I won't do the other side. Like that. It looks more blue than it normally does. And there's, oh, that's pretty. Good choices on colors, Melissa. Let's do another one real quick. So I'm going to leave my post-it notes there. I'm just going to slide in another piece of cardstock from the bottom. I'll just do one more like this. You can see I've got some ink on my fingers. Or maybe the brushes hit it. So you can see some smudges on there, so that's where I'm going to ink. This one I'm going to do really light. We'll do it in the same order. Just stamps, ink, and paper. I love stamps, so we're going to go very pale, so we're going to go like this, and just very gently. I'm not pushing hard at all. Oh, see, I did get a smudge there. So let's go dark on the end, and then bring it in. There, we're just going to leave them open. And rich raspberry, I'm going to start on the end and just very gently kind of go into the middle. I should be looking at comments. Hello everybody. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching the replay, do hashtag replay so I know you've been here. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment there too. I'm going to make this dark on the end, kind of like the other end. So I'm starting on the end and then swirling very gently into the other. I'm sorry. So yes, if you're watching, you can see right there I didn't start off the paper. I just put it right on the paper, and so I get that kind of a smudge. But it takes a little practice. So there's a lighter one compared to the darker one. If you have a variety of inks, I could go all day. It would be so much fun to just change out the Blackberry Bliss for the rich raspberry and see what difference, how different it looks. And then even the heavy-handed versus the light-handed makes a big difference. Wouldn't this be pretty using several shades of blue, and that looks like clouds and sky to me. So anyway, I could go on and on and on. Let's do something else with this. So one idea I had was to take, I'm going to move this post-it note to the side, and I'm using the lines on my paper here, and I apologize if all these lines on here are causing trouble with the camera. All right, I switched this around because I want to be able to see my lines on this post-it note, and I'm just going to make a border around the edge. This will be my last one, and then we'll put some cards together. So with this technique, you can use any stamp set you have for your greeting, for your you know, you saw the ones I had. I had a flower and a twig or something. I have one more idea. So I'm going to use, it'd be better if I did have grid paper so I could make sure this is straight. Let's just use gray granite. That's my color of the day, I think. So I'm going to hold these tight, and I'm just going to swirl. I think color is getting on there. You just can't see it because I'm going very lightly. And I'm going to put that around all four corners. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. All right, and then I can see the line right where it goes. More gray granite. Go. And I don't know where the idea came from for the border. You could do patterns, you could do stripes, you could do plaid, you could do, you know, whatever you can think of. A little more ink, and then I'm going to start off because I know it's going to be darker than I really want it. It looks like there's nothing there, but when you pull this away, oh, look at that. I love it. I don't know what I'm going to do with this piece, but so lots of ideas. It's a fun technique. I hope you try it. Like I said, whatever ink you have, hopefully that's the ink colors you like, give it a shot. It'd be fun to do this with brown. And then you could even stamp. I know we have quite a few wood grain stamps and make a frame so it looks like a wooden frame. Oh, look at this. So that's one idea. And like I said, I could spend all night and just keep going with this idea. I really like that. I think a little bit of the rich raspberry from here got on there. So I might put rich raspberry on that when I stamp it, and you wouldn't even notice. So what do you do with these? You saw, oops, excuse my reach. You saw my cards where I took, these are the images I used. Let me close those ink pads. So just stamps, ink, and paper. And you know, the tool we're using are the brushes. You could use sponges, like I said. You could use anything. You could use makeup brushes. I know people use those. You could use just a tissue, and the ideas keep going. So the butterfly and the flower came from here. Actually, all three of those came from the Positive Thoughts, and that's in the annual catalog. I'm going to use this one tonight. Tasteful Touches, some nice sentiments, and just, I like the feather. We're going to use that one. And then the sentiments on those came from You Make the World a Better Place, comes from Beautiful World in the annual catalog. And then Ridiculously Awesome stamp set has the, I like the You Got This. I didn't use that one, but I used the Let Your Faith Be Bigger Than Your Fear stamp is where that one came from. So I said we're going to use the feather and just saying hello. All right. And my, so, what other ideas might you have for this technique? Like I said, we did the border. You could do stripes. You could change the colors of the stripes. You can make it all one color. What other ideas do you have? Let's see. No, I'm already losing them. So we're going to use this one. I think I like it that way. And I'm going to use the gray granite. Thank you, Anne. I assume you mean the lines on the my masks there weren't. Alright, so we're going to put a feather right there. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it. And just saying hello. Oh, I don't have paper to go with, cardstock to go with these. I'm going to line this up on the bottom. It's hard to see. Sorry if my head's in the way. I don't think it is. I have the camera pretty low. And there's our stamping. I'm going to do the other one too, so you can see light-handed versus dark-handed. Sorry if those words are distracting. I'll turn that over. That's the base that goes with my new Big Boss machine, as I call it, the stamp and cut and emboss machine. So I could use any of those colors as my card base, or I could just do a neutral, like actually, do I have one? I do have one. Let me grab one and we'll finish the card off. So some other ideas, if you want to dress it up a little and do something more than just stamps, ink, and paper. So these are card layers, just like these. They're not a full-size card front, so there'll be a border when we do that. Let's bring one of these back. You could use another piece of cardstock, and I'd probably use a color instead of the white for your sentiment, just to dress it up and give it some more interest. You could use, I thought I had my box. No, I don't. You could use like, oh, I do. You could do pearls or rhinestones. That would add a little bit of interest too. Something a little beyond stamps, ink, and paper. I'm going to step away just for a minute to grab a piece of, let's see how this color goes. This is crumb cake cardstock. We'll see if we like this as our card base for the ones we just made. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. I hope you, oh, I like that. I hope you join me on Wednesday on YouTube, and I'll be doing some more simple stamping with just stamps, ink, and paper. This snail that is now retired, but I bought some on clearance recently. So there's my card. Thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. What do you think of that technique? It's really fun. I hope you try it. Let's see. So, Anne, did you understand what I meant by the wood grain? Where did that one go? So when you're sponging and you have it masked off, use a wood grain stamp there in this direction, and you'll it'll look like a frame. So that'd be kind of fun. Sneak peeks. Like what, Lori? For the January through June mini catalog, the brushes were sneak peeks. A couple weeks ago, I used some designer series paper, some pattern paper that was a sneak peek, and I believe this is a piece of it. This was a celebration item, I think. Yes, this is a celebration item that will be January, February is celebration for 2021. So, Lori, I did send you the publications, so watch your mailbox. They both should be coming to you. I think they were mailed last week, so hopefully in the next few days people will start seeing the catalog and the celebration brochure. So, okay, Lori, let me know if you can't find it. Thank you for joining me. Happy stamping, and I hope to see you next Wednesday. If not, I'll be back next Monday at 7:30 Central Time. Take care. Bye.